round 10. So far, Mamedyarov is doing really well, having 8 points out of 9. And it is round 10 and we'll be following his game against Karjakin.
Yeah, Sergey Karjakin is not doing very well in this tournament by now. Just only 4 points out of 9, but still everything is possible. Tomorrow there will be second half of the tournament. Okay, they started well
to play, and we have Queen's Gambit accepted.
Queen Gambit accepted, what Sergey used to play more or less regularly. Okay, the same line he played against Kramnik before in this tournament. He
Bishop
was doing
d3 or bishop b3? Bishop
Kramnik
b3.
played bishop b3 and Shakhriyar moved his bishop to d3. Well,
Knight
also
c6,
well known.
knight e2, bishop g4, f3. Probably will be on board.
Long well-known theory, f3, bishop e6,
E6.
knight bc3, and so on and so on.
And we will have queen d7 or bishop c4? Queen d7. This
D7.
is still main
Yeah.
line? Or
Yes, one of possible main lines. Now later on it goes knight e4, bishop d5, knight c5, queen c8.
and this is what happens.
Yes, this is what will more or less probably happen. No, Shakhriyar has another things in mind, okay, but now black can develop more or less comfortably. His position, he lacks a bit space, but also the question is where to castle. Okay, maybe I think that queenside castle is more reliable option because not yet.
Knight b4, actually it's an interesting option because I remember in this line white often plays a3 not to allow.
Yeah, that's true.
b4.
That's true. More often white tries. Okay, black's problem mainly is that one nice square and too many pieces pretending for it. I mean square d5. Okay, now one knight landed here, but it's not so clear what to
is
do.
next?
Yeah, what to do with the other pieces. Okay, he is planning.
Bishop f2 probably.
Yeah, bishop f2 is a move to play, of course. No, Shakhriyar has something else in mind.
Bishop g5.
Bishop g5, but I don't like it. Oh yeah,
Bishop f2
yes.
and long castle.
He understood that I don't like it and so changed his mind. Yeah, so now it's not so clear for white how to break through.
b4 maybe, or b3.
b3.
Is b4 allowing knight c4 maybe was not so
Yeah.
weakening c4 square. It's not
That's true.
ideal.
This is typical setup.
f5 is also a typical move in this type of positions, and knight c5, queen f7. I think black is doing quite comfortably.
Yes, it looks like Sergey understands very well what is going on in this position, and well, he has a clear plan
To attack on king side.
to get active on the king side. Bishop on c6 is doing very well, so looks like Shakhriyar once again has misplayed something or forgot something. Well, almost 2 minutes trailing. a4 once more giving the chance for these knights to regroup. Knight d5 before and knight b6 d5 then. Yeah.
And this is what happens.
Yes.
a4 was a big decision to make because black usually likes this knight on b4 and another knight on d5 because knight on b6 is not doing too much.
Yes, and when on b4 it's solid rock, yeah, g5 is not hanging. Once more, very somewhat strange opening preparation for this tournament. Okay, it's even more impressive that with these strange openings Shakhriyar is doing so well by now in the tournament, but
It's a blitz and everything gets messy.
well,
Queen g5.
a pawn is a pawn, although
Pawn is a pawn, but opening up the g file might
yes,
be a bit of worry for white. I don't think black is too much worried that he lost to the G
Yeah,
pawn.
definitely not. Definitely not. I think that is a lot of tactics in there. Okay, bishop c5 and then dc knight somewhere. This sort of tactics is always hanging. Well, I would not be surprised if black has some way to big advantage here. Okay, but still finally Sergey has to think
Think a
about
bit.
something. Yes.
Bishop c5, dc5, maybe doubling on g file, rook g6, rook g8 might look interesting option for black.
Yeah, looks attractive. Okay, but I'm thinking about immediate queen g6. Also, don't see anything wrong about it. At some, okay, because I don't think that exchanging my great bishop for this knight on c5. Okay,
Yes, and this is what happens. Now white has to play either g3 or cover the g3 square with the knight or bishop. But then h5, h4 would be a bit of...
knight g3. Yeah. Oh, no, okay. f4 is not in there. f4 is not an option. But h5, h4. H5, h4 is a clear option. Okay, but now, now knight f4, knight f4.
Knight f4 I might take. No, rook f2 is Mamedyarov's choice. Also possible to make sure that the g2 pawn is protected and
But now-
h4 is not a threat right now.
What to do after bishop h6? Well,
Bishop e7 also aiming for h4 looks nice.
yeah, this looks like a dream position for black actually.
Now how to avoid h4?
He is short of time, probably computer might defend it, but for the human, even for a very strong human,
And when you have less than a minute,
yes,
it's
yes,
really tough.
absolutely
Trying to
unpleasant.
change some pieces, but still h4 or take an h4.
Yeah,
I think black has right h4 directly and bishop f4. This has to be pretty pleasant for black, but he needs to think of a plan how to continue the attack.
yes, because yes, it's hard. It's a bit difficult to break through, and something like white managed to survive.
Queen h5 may be nice move, because maybe I want knight d3 and knight b4 to open my c6 bishop and
Yes,
to keep an eye on f3.
To threaten f3 pawn, yeah, e5, something like mysterious move.
Knight b4, bishop b4 was a bit strange decision, but for me. But what else?
but what else to do?
Yes.
Yeah, so 26 seconds, and just optically black's position look very nice, but still a pawn is a pawn. But
Bishop b5, these two bishops looks fantastic.
yeah,
on b5 and
actually
b4.
all black pieces looks fantastic. Yeah, I think
Right.
that somewhere here there must be some decisive tactics.
Bishop a2 should be something, something.
But now probably
Critical.
switching to positional way. Bishop a5, pawn back,
Pawn
then
back.
bishop b6 attacking d4. I think that,
Yes, I think also that white is not doing very great in this game.
looks like more or less hopeless. Well, bad news for Shakhriyar and good news for spectators. Okay, except Shakhriyar's personal fans, because the fight for first would be.
First place would be more interesting,
More-
but we have a lot more rounds ahead.
Yeah, sure. One more day. Yes, he managed to defend d4 somehow.
And also it's not nice news that Karjakin is thinking and
Yes.
nearly has the same time, right?
Yes,
now.
Karjakin finally is about the same time with Shakhriyar.
King b8, rook g8. They are just normal moves, and I think both players are not doing anything committal, because 10 seconds, it's not really the time you have to decide.
Regrouping pieces finally to grab d4 pawn, and it looks like this pawn is finally gone, but
Very nice regrouping actually, and keeping pressure on d4. Now nearly all pieces are
rook.
attacking.
rook d2, then h3 comes.
Less than 5 seconds.
Yeah, and
But white lost pawn
really
on
miserable
d4,
position.
and it looks really bad. Knight c7. What?
He lost on time or what?
No.
Sergey Karjakin lost on time.